Same chicken, same air fryer. One is ruined, but the other one is juicy. Let me show you the difference. Air fryers are super convenient. There's nothing more relieving than taking whatever you want to cook, popping it in the air fryer, letting it just do its thing while you actually do fun stuff. I like convenience as much as the next guy, but there are limits, and I do not like to chew on chicken like it's some Wrigley's chewing gum. It's not the air fryer, it's the way you're cooking it, and I'm here to give you a perfect fix for it so you get it right every time. See, it all starts with consistency. Take a look at this chicken breast here. It's thick on one end, but it's thinner on the other end. That's natural. That's what a regular chicken breast looks like. It's now our job, if we are looking to get perfectly cooked, juicy every time hack, a guide to get the perfect air fried chicken, to make this consistent, to make the thickness, the unevenness even. Now, to make it easier, I will remove the tenderloin part of that chicken. Otherwise, the thin end will cook faster, the thick end will cook slower, and if you want to get a perfectly cooked thin end, you're gonna undercook the thick end. We want it all to cook at the same time. That's an easy fix. We can use a mallet, we can use a rolling pin, or a heavy pan to smash it and pound the chicken breast to an even thickness. Just that will help take your chicken breast and the consistency of it every time to the next level. But now comes seasoning and oiling. Now, seasoning, of course, even just salt adds some flavor to whatever you're cooking, and the oil will help to create almost like a shield outside the chicken breast to give it some color, to seal in the juices, and to make sure the spices don't burn as that hot air is circulating in the air fryer. You can technically skip seasoning and oiling if that's not what you're looking for. If your only goal is to get a juicy chicken breast with no flavor, with just plain chicken breast flavor, the most important thing after the thickness is going to be the temperature you're going to cook it to. And for me, I got this sent some time ago. It's a probe that I can insert into the chicken breast as it cooks in the air fryer, and it will simply guide me to tell me when to take the chicken breast out. Now, in the restaurant when I used to work as a student, I learned about carryover cooking. Essentially, when you take something out of the oven, out of the pan, whatever, it still isn't done cooking. There's still a lot of heat all around the chicken that is still cooking the inside. So when we say to cook the chicken until 165 degrees Fahrenheit, you don't have to take out the chicken from the oven, from the pan at 165. Usually you take it out between 160, 162, and then the carryover will finish cooking it because you have to let the chicken rest, the juices to come back into the center, but we'll talk about resting a bit later. So the type of thermometer will essentially guide me, if you use the preset setting for poultry, when to take it out. So you can then do exactly what you got the air fryer for. You can just stick this in once you've pounded the chicken evenly, pop it in the oven with seasoning or not if you only care about a juicy chicken breast, and then get alerted on your phone or on the device here when to take it out. Simple. This number here is all I care about. I don't care about the timer. 165 with the carryover accounted for. This is why your chicken is dry, because you're guessing the temperature instead of actually measuring it. Okay, so you followed everything to the T. Now once the chicken is done cooking, you can't just get super excited, slice it, and have it right away, because guess what happens? All the juices, if you slice the chicken right after cooking, will leak and go all over the board. When the chicken is cooking at a high temperature, then the juices naturally want to escape. Moisture wants to evaporate out. So we have to have this delicate balance of juiciness while making sure the chicken is fully cooked, so we can retain as much moisture as we can. But if you slice it right away, those juices, they will come right out. The chicken won't have the time to kind of reabsorb a lot of that back into the center where we want it to be. That's why resting it for at least 3 to 5 minutes after cooking is super important so that your hard work, your automation with the thermometer does not go to waste. You still want the juices. You want it to redistribute within the chicken for it to be absorbed right back into the middle. Tell me which one of these two look better, the left one or the right one? That's my left and my right. Anyways, no matter what you picked, it's time for me to taste the dry looking one. From the middle would likely be juicier than at the very edge, which you can kind of tell is nothing. It's just like very, very dry. If you can see that fiber there. You can tell it just makes my mouth dry the more I chew. So let's get rid of this and focus on the juicy one. Let's go in the middle again. This time the chicken was giving me juices in my mouth rather than sucking all the saliva from my mouth instead. That's a juicy chicken breast, air fried so easily. So we saw how to get the chicken even. We saw why we season, why we oil, and then why the temperature and actually measuring it is so much easier and better and more accurate to getting perfectly juicy chicken breast every single time. And then just having a simple timer or just accounting for the rest time that's needed after the chicken is done cooking. For more air fryer chef fixes, check out my soggy to crisp air fryer mistakes video next.